He went. Said we've both been dancing all this time. What the coincidence? Wow, no. He went. Said we've both been dancing all this time. What the coincidence? Wow, no. Hello and welcome. I don't know if you're hearing the vocal that I'm hearing, but we're here, hopefully live, to do a happy hour show. We're going to do. Hello and welcome. I don't know if you're hearing the vocal that I'm hearing. But, and let me just. We're here, hopefully live. So the goal of tonight's show is to do a show involving couples. So we have lots of couples that are in our company who cohabitate, who are married, who live together, who do all kinds of things together. And the thought was, wouldn't it be refreshing if during this time we could show people actually together in the same space? So that's one part of the show. The second part is the theme for tonight's show, since it's improv and we can respond to what's going on in life and what's the environment, is domestic life, considering all the stuff we're having to do. So this sort of self-isolating, self-sheltering, how has it changed your life? How has it affected your life, your relationships, and all that stuff? So I'm gonna put out a call now to those of you who are watching us on YouTube to send some suggestions to us of scenes you would like to see about domestic life in today's world. You know, not the world before, but the world right now, and maybe the future, I don't know. And what we're going to do is each couple is going to be doing different scenes based on that. We might have couples doing things together, but the goal is to have a good time, and we're totally improvising this. So we'll jam and we'll play some jazz together. Thank you so much for supporting Unexpected Productions, and hope you will continue to do. We're trying to provide a variety of different things that we can do here online until we can get back to our theater. And so anyway, let me, I have to make a couple of adjustments, I think. Sorry about this. This is all me. It's not you guys. And we'll jump in. So, yeah, if you have a suggestion or something, a topic you'd like to see a scene on, just let me know. I'll pass it on to our improvisers and we'll get started. And I'm already seeing some stuff here that I need to take care of. So sorry about that. Anyway, it's all improvised and it's all good. So we're trying to do this on YouTube. So also thanks for going through all the rigmarole of getting here from our Facebook Live feed. And yeah, and tomorrow, while I'm here, I might as well plug 1 p.m. I will be doing a Q&A or just a discussion about improv. If you're interested in checking that out, it'll be very simple and straightforward. And hopefully on Facebook Live, hopefully that will all be restored. So I'm gonna be looking down here before I pass it on. If you want to say something to people, let me see. So, and otherwise, let me go back here. So, yeah, let's meet our cast. So if everyone wouldn't mind showing yourselves, our various couples, here they all are.
Hi.
Hello. We're missing one in the corner, I believe. There they are. All right. So I'm not sure what order these are in, but Ron and Michelle, wave and let people know that you're there. Michael and Lindsay, wave, let people know you're there. All right, Tony and Janine, wave and let people know you're there. I'm waving all the time. Jay and Tiffany, go ahead and give a wave just so we know who you are. And Mark and Jacqueline, give a wave. So these are our couples for tonight. and we'll see who makes it to the end and who doesn't. Right.
You can vote us off at the end.
Cliffhanger of the show is some will make it, some won't.
Yep. You can vote us off by making donations on our behalf.
Okay, we got some stuff. People are listening. Great, thank you. You can hear me. Hello to all the people who are saying hello. Wow. All right. Here's a suggestion. Let's do this for. How about Michael and Lindsay? Your suggestion is working from home in the tiniest apartment on Capitol Hill.
Nice.
Good luck.
All right. So that sounds good. I think we are. We're going to do an all hands meeting as though we were running a company.
Yeah, we're running a company from a small apartment in Capitol Hill.
And we'll do this as a tag team monologue.
Okay, great.
Hi, everyone. Just want to welcome you to our all hands meeting. I hope you can hear me. I'm going to make sure that you understand that the new order is work from home, which also means bring your family to work
Every day. Catherine, get out of the sink. Michael, stop petting the dog. What we wanted to talk about today was actually some very hard news that we have to send all of you.
The hard news is this. While we may be enjoying what we're doing today, we're going to be changing things up that may feel a bit uncomfortable. For example, every meeting agenda now will begin with a revamping of how we understand dialogue is around our Zoom calls. We'll be talking about our virtual backgrounds for 15 minutes prior to anything else, number one.
We want to find out if anybody first has any questions. Any questions about Zoom? Okay, I'm not hearing any questions. So I'm going to move on to the meatier part of the discussion. Oh, yes.
I have a question.
Okay.
How do I make my face look less fat?
Could you remind me what department you work in?
In catering.
Ah, right. Yeah. So this is going to be
Tough for me to say, but I'm going to need an HR representative to talk about this with you, actually. But we can do that on a Zoom call later on. No problem at all. It's fine. We have to realize is being in a very, very small place, you resemble something very big. And that's what we're trying to do here in my little home right now. I'm trying to be as absolutely powerful as I can remotely. Any other questions we can take for you?
Yeah. Charles from Accounts Receivable. My children are on my Zoom calls all the time. Is that appropriate? Does it violate my NDA?
It should be fine. I mean, you're in accounts receivable, so my feeling is you're probably not on that many Zoom calls. Is that right?
Well, yeah, honestly, I never get invited. I have to sneak my way into them, but I am there sometimes.
Would somebody please invite Charles to their Zoom call so he can feel included?
Please, I'm lonely.
You could be part of this.
If you wanted to be. All of you could be part of this if you wanted to be. Now's the time for leaders to step forward. Now's the time for you that are new to the company. In 20 years, you will be not only a seasoned
Professional, but you could be like Charles. You could be
so useful, and yet nobody knows it. This is what it means to be a virtual employee. Doing everything you can, taking naps when you want to, not knowing who's watching you and who's not. Be with us. Be part of the future, and keep your distance.
Wow. Yeah, that's nice.
Bravo.
And it's my favorite kind of scene because not only was it funny and entertaining, but it was also educational. I felt like I learned a lot from that. So that's good. And that's what happens in the tiniest apartment in Capitol Hill. So yeah, let's see what we got here. We got hello, more hellos, good stuff. Thank you very much, those who were commenting on this. So again, the idea is what I would like to get are things that you're thinking about or have learned, I guess, for yourself while being in this situation. Some people have self-reflected and looked at their own lives because they're alone and they've been thinking about what they're doing. Everyone's thinking about the future, like what changes when we go back. So these are things that I would love to hear from you guys. You know, things you're thinking about or things that have occurred to you, things you miss, things you don't miss. And also, obviously, since we're dealing with couples, dealing with relationships. So let's jump in. Oh, wow. Okay. Let's go to, let's do Jay and Tiffany. And this comes from a suggestion. Yeah. Hi, guys. This is a healthcare worker married to someone who is skeptical of the official counts.
Of the official what?
Counts.
The official count.
So it's sort of is it or is it not vital? And it's coming from someone because he said, that's me and my roommate right now. So let's see it.
Okay. You know, this is stupid. I'm going to go out. I want to go out.
You're not going anywhere, John.
Why not? I mean, come on. I mean, I'm not gonna catch it. I've already like been around a lot of people. I've already coughed. I already know that.
36,492 people who are currently affected and 46,372 people who are about to be infected.
But being infected and having it affect you is two different things. I mean, it may affect me a little bit, but I mean, once I get the virus, then I'll be immune and I can go out and do what I want.
Yeah, but once you get the virus, I'm going to get the virus, and I can't deal with that right now. My mental health is nowhere near ready to deal with the virus. I'm dealing with the virus of this relationship right now. The lack of trust here, John.
No, you know, I believe you. And I hear all that stuff on the radio. You know, I was in Puyallup and people were out in Puyallup. People were out like, they don't even care.
Yeah, but that's Puyallup. People don't live normally in Puyallup. This is West Seattle. We follow the rules here.
Oh, come on, what is the worst that'll happen? What am I gonna like throw up? Am I gonna like maybe cough a little bit, have a little bit of trouble coughing, and maybe it might affect me a little bit for a while, but I'll get over it, and then I'll get over it, and then I'll give it to you. You'll be over it. You'll never catch it again, and then we can go be free. We gotta have freedom.
John, if I get sick, I'm not going to be able to count, and you know that's my job right now. I'm the official counter. Everyone else has gotten sick.
All of your workers, I know, all of your workers have gotten sick, and now you're going to be the only one who's not immune to it. I'm going to be stuck in here with you, who hasn't gotten it because you're paranoid. Everybody's paranoid.
Everyone's paranoid. John, get down here. Get down here. You're not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere, John. You get up.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Wow. Okay. Good. So we got to get a brief glimpse into Jay and Tiffany's life.
Yep.
So,
I'm okay.
so that's good. I wanna move on to let's have Mark and Jacqueline, and this is I love the quote, Caitlin, from I assume your significant other, your spouse, Robert. It's hard to work when your wife is playing video games in the living room. So that's your suggestion.
I don't do that.
I just caught a tarantula on Animal Crossing. It's like 8,000 bells. I'm gonna be able to pay off my fourth mortgage, honey. They're going to save my life. It's better than being married to you. I mean, I'm going to have another room.
You're out there catching tarantulas left and right. My turnips are going bad on Sunday, okay? I can't get a price. Nothing's selling these days. And Isabel, she's cracking a whip on me bad. And it's because I can't get in. It's only one island per system, baby. I need to get on the system.
I'm sorry, but it's all I can do right now. I can't work. I can't eat. I can't sleep. I need to play Animal Crossing.
What if I just hold your hand while you hold it?
No. No. Okay? There's something I need to tell you about this relationship. I don't love you. I love Animal Crossing. I love getting the best price for my turnips. I love catching fish. I love catching big tunas. Okay?
It's that damn raccoon.
Yes.
Look.
Yeah, it's Tom Nook.
Tom Nook.
I'm in love with a raccoon in a video game.
So what are you telling me? You're going to be a furry or something going forward?
I don't know. I just want to live in this world. I want to live in this world where there's cherry blossoms and weird bunny rabbits, and I fish eggs out of the water. It's better than this world.
Why can't I live in that world with you? Why can't it be me? Why does it have to be a raccoon?
This world is beautiful and it's pure, and it's not this world. It's not you.
But isn't it?
It's not being stuck in this house day after day, waking up next to you and not really knowing what day it is. Animal Crossing tells me what day and time it is constantly.
That's only because you need to know when to sell. Come back to me.
No, I'm sorry, but I'm going to my island. Topia. Toastopia.
What if I just...
No, it's too late. I'm gonna go quarantine myself.
Wow. Okay, good. Wow. And Caitlin, who gave the suggestion, made a comment here that she did catch a tarantula.
Oh my gosh.
So it's like torn from the pages of
Worth a
life.
lot of money.
This is just amazing. All right, all right. This one is let's go to Michael and Lindsay for this one, and this is parents learning the value of teachers and how hard teaching kids is.
Great.
Just, I thought for sure that if we told them to learn, they would learn.
They're 6 and 8.
I know, but they can understand the words we use. For example, hot or don't. I mean, why not learn?
You can use that tone at work, but you can't use it with them.
You're right. You're right. If you could just help me with my tone, because the tone that I have is that of urgency.
So you want me to help you too. I've got to set them up for YouTube lessons every day.
I understand.
And then I have to set up my high school English class, the 3 high school English classes I teach, one of whom is an AP class.
Yeah.
And they will not stop asking me questions about the tests that they took right before this happened.
They're so smart.
You're smart too. Our kids are smart, but I can't take you on also.
Well, if I can't learn at home on my own, how can we do this with our kids? I'm just going to give up.
No, don't give.
I see a better world, a world where we don't learn or teach. We simply are. We simply connect with who we are and who we are not and own and accept that. I am simply mediocre.
You're not.
I am.
Tommy and Eric need you. They're 6 and they're 8. You need to be modeling what it's like to be a grown-up, to be an educated grown-up, so that when it's time to go back to school, they'll be ready.
Okay, then. Okay.
So put the Cheerios away, hang up the laundry, cut the onion.
Okay.
And let's get back to being the adults in this house.
Just remember, I never wanted kids in the first place.
Wow. Okay. Good. So now let's do let's get Tony and Janine and you guys, and then we'll start doing some maybe mixed pair groups. Getting a lot of great stuff. So thank you. Keep it coming in. Let's do oh, that's one we'll come back to. Hang on. Let's do a scene about divvying up household schedule and responsibilities while you're staying at home.
Sure. Well, we're gonna do that in the style of Tennessee Williams.
Just so happens that they just.
All I wanted was for you to put the clothes in the dryer.
Look, that dryer is just a cave, and I went into enough caves when I was younger. I said I'm going to stay out of those caves from now on. It's hot in there, and it's dark, and I don't like that place.
Sometimes I feel like I'm in a dryer going round and round and round with you every day, watching your socks fall on the floor, watching you spread goes all through the house. And when am I going to get off this spin cycle, Sid? When?
When are you? You're saying I'm the only person you ever go round with? I know for a fact you've been in the wash and the dryer and all sorts of cycles. It's not just me you've gone round with. Admit it.
Fine, I admit it. I've had a spin cycle here or there with another man. What woman hasn't?
What woman hasn't? There are plenty of women out there. I bought you the best dryer, did I not? Did I not clean out the lint? Is it not hot enough for you? Is that it?
That's not all that it's about. It's not about just buying the dryer. It's about putting the clothes in, Sid. Putting the clothes in.
I put it in plenty of places when I was younger. Why do I have to put it in now?
Going round and round with you.
I'll call the Maytag repairman if you want. He doesn't complain to me. He just fixes it and does for me what's right.
I see. Well, if that's the way it's going to be, then that's the way it's going to be.
He can't come, though. Not for another month. Maybe not 2 months. It's just you and me.
I see. Well, if that's the case, then I will go and I will distance myself downstairs.
Very well. Maybe I could go put one load in, huh? Get a couple of drinks in me.
For old time's sake.
For old time's sake.
All right.
Wow. Culture online. Imagine that.
Right.
Amazing. And Tony built that set just overnight.
Nice.
We're going to tear it down in time for the next.
All right. All right. This let's try a multiple couple scene. Let's have Mark and Jacqueline, Michael and Lindsay, Ron and Michelle. And the suggestion is not so much unless we're safe distancing, but it doesn't sound like it, but I just kind of love this idea, which is an extended Sunday dinner. Or I'm sorry, a virtual dinner, Sunday dinner with extended family and an obnoxious drunk uncle. Okay, so the three couples are going to be the extended family. You're having a virtual dinner, so you're not in the same space. And I'll just endow. Let's have Michael be the drunk uncle. Okay, so the obnoxious drunk uncle. All right, let's see what that happens.
What are you having, Karen?
Oh, we've got some mashed potatoes and a tofurkey.
What? Did you just have a tofurkey in your freezer or something?
We did. We thought maybe one day we'll be vegan and today's the day.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
No, you gotta zoom in.
What?
You gotta zoom in.
How do I zoom in?
You gotta push the button. It's over there. Push the button. Is that right?
Uh-oh.
Did you?
Oh, come on.
Hey,
Uncle Hank.
Hanky.
Hey,
Hank?
Uncle.
Get out of
Are you
there.
are you in the basement?
Are you okay?
Hank?
Oh, he locked himself in the closet an hour ago.
Oh, God, you guys. I think I have.
Hank,
Please?
he locked himself in the closet because he said he had coronavirus. And I said, you haven't been out of the house in 2 months. So unless I have it, you don't have it. And then he
He's got the
thought whiskey would
coronavirus.
kill it. There he goes.
Hank, are you hearing us? Are we coming through to you, Hank?
We see
Talk to us.
you. Hi,
Hank.
Hank.
He's not saying
Hank,
a word.
Hank, what are you?
Oh my God, he's going
Oh my
up!
God! No, Hank, no! We lost the picture. We lost the picture. Hank,
Uncle
Hank.
Hank, are you just frozen in fear or are you out of
I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna call him.
Yeah,
Call
call
him,
him.
Fred. Call him.
Hank.
Call him.
Hank.
Oh God, Hank.
Oh, it's straight to voicemail.
Okay.
Oh, he's running now. He's running now.
Uncle Hank, you need a cloth mask on your face if you're going to go outside.
Oh, hey, that's the route to the liquor store. I know where he's going.
Well, Matt,
You guys are breaking up, and I can't find Hank.
No, we're not breaking up. No, we're very
together.
solid.
We
We
love
love
each
each
other.
other.
They love each other. They're gonna last forever. We
So
love
cute.
those two.
They're adorable.
They're great.
No, you're breaking. I can't hear you. It's Hank's ruining our connection.
Hank, you ruined everything.
He's undoing the wires to the phone lines outside.
Yeah, he's trying to.
Uh-oh.
We lost him.
Is he okay?
No, he's back. Look, there he is. Hank, come here.
Oh,
Thank goodness.
No, go wash your hands.
I parked the car.
Go wash your hands. Go
Wash your hands,
them.
take a shower, change your clothes.
we love you. Okay, we love you.
He saw Donald Trump's press conference that was talking about how whiskey can cure coronavirus, and here we are.
He's
What a
not that
try.
far off. I mean,
I'm
it's
sorry.
better
I
than
love-
nothing, right?
Yeah.
I love you
Guys
guys.
are having whiskey for dinner. What else are you having?
Hank, what else are you having?
I had a burrito. And I had some rice. I had a fruit roll up to go with it. Yeah. Delicious.
Get his vitamins.
That ought to keep it down.
Yeah.
For sure,
yeah.
for sure, Hank.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Well,
Why don't you go take a nap? Yeah.
Wow. So yeah.
let's see.
And for some people, it's not a virtual Sunday. That's like every Sunday dinner. So that's
I
that's
like
good.
Hank. I like his style.
All right. So I got something for let's do Jay and Tiffany. I had a couple suggestions here. I'm going to alter it just a little bit, but I'd love to hear is the two of you just sat down on the couch. You're at home. Don't worry about the camera. You're just yourselves, but you've just attended a virtual wedding. So you were guests, you were somehow involved in a virtual wedding, and now we're hearing your afterthoughts.
I mean, I was positive that they were not going to go through with this.
I know, yeah. Ever since they had to not assemble everybody.
Well, I know, and I there's no good reason to put everyone through this. There's a reason that they went through with this. She's pregnant.
Oh.
She's gotta be. She's pregnant. Right?
You think so?
Or yeah. Why else would they have rushed it? She wasn't drinking.
That's true. That's true. I mean, but do you think maybe she would have preferred to have like a full-on wedding with a lot of people?
Well, yeah,
too,
but
or-
she needed to get married before she started showing.
You think so, though?
Yes. I mean, a woman knows. I mean, I've never been pregnant, but I know of. Yeah, I can tell. And you know that he would not stick around if it wasn't due to something like that.
No, what makes you say that? I mean, he's a good guy.
Oh, congrats again!
We just found out.
Wow.
We were hoping nobody knows.
We didn't notice
Wasn't
at
true,
all. No,
right?
no.
You did it very well.
Congratulations.
Wow.
We wanted you guys to know first, though, okay?
Yeah, we're super in love.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I
We noticed you weren't drinking. Tiffany mentioned that she thought you weren't
I
drinking.
might have
and-
been onto it.
She might have snuck one. I mean, just drinking for two now, you know.
Oh man, yeah. I've learned not to say anything because I mean sometimes
That's
people
the way to
just
be.
gain weight, you know.
Well, and we know that that's not the only reason you guys got married.
Oh no, we love each other. Yeah.
That happens sometimes.
Yeah.
When people have babies, they end up loving each other. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
You know, I heard babies actually fix relationships.
Right? This little bundle's going to make us stronger than ever.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's a fix a relationship, baby. There's no way that could go wrong for anyone involved.
We're calling this our little fixer-upper.
Let me mute real quick.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah, we're gonna do a circle.
They're gonna be horrible parents. I mean, she doesn't know anything about people, and he obviously can't keep it in his pants. He can't keep it in.
Honey, you're not muted. You're not muted.
Oh my!
You didn't mute.
Are you sure?
Yeah, no.
You just called me a horrible mother? Is that because I drink? Is it because we actually don't talk? We just do it all the time?
No, she didn't mean.
We have nothing in common except sex. Is that why you think I'm going to be a horrible mother?
I'm sorry, guys. I don't have any control over her.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Keep in your pants.
Wow.
Good advice.
Okay, so
Good advice.
now I'm gonna keep sending stuff in, and thank you for doing so. And again, we love your support, and thank you for coming and seeing us online. And again, there's more. I'm doing a Q&A tomorrow. We're gonna have more shows next week. We have a live duos on Wednesday. We have another Improv Anonymous wildcard coming up on Thursday, and then we have more program. I believe a week from Saturday, we'll have a very special show. So check all that stuff out. And while I'm filing through these things, what I'd love to have is everyone in this next one. And I would love to hear just, and it doesn't have to be a lot, it doesn't have to be self-revealing or anything, but just the things that you personally, as improvisers, as performers, have learned as in a relationship with another improviser, or just in a relationship, the things that have been the biggest impact on your day-to-day life. So the thing that's a little bit different than it was before we were quarantined. I'd love to hear that personally from all the different couples.
And go.
right.
Wait, just talking as ourselves, or as a
Yeah, talking as yourselves. I'm curious to see, hear what you guys have learned, opened up, discovered, that you can share with us.
We discovered how cluttered our home is.
Yeah, we are in our home more than ever because we have an 11-year-old and a 14-year-old. So we're usually waking up, getting kids somewhere, running and doing stuff. And so now that we're here, we are like completely transforming our house and, moving out baby stuff and just like getting everything organized. We have a cool jam space downstairs that we've wanted forever, but we just never had the time to do it. And now we got time. Yeah, that's been our biggest change.
Going through this pregnancy at a time like this, I thought it would be actually really weird, really hard.
Mm-hmm.
No, life's super easy.
It's been we have to. Things are constantly changing, especially with access to appointments. I mean, there were times where women giving birth don't get to have their partner there, but now they do, and so it's actually just really, improv has been great because we're just going with it day by day.
Yeah.
We can't plan for when the birth is going to happen or what's going to happen.
When you have to sit in a car outside of a hospital because they don't want you to go in with your wife for a checkup, that's crazy.
FaceTime. But I think improv has at least taught us to be we'll just take this today, and then we'll figure. It's not really worth worrying what's going to happen over the next 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Because we can't control it.
I mean, but wash your hands too, okay? Care
Wash your
enough.
hands.
Care enough.
Yeah.
And the gender reveal is tonight.
Right after the show.
Right after the show.
No, we learned on stage wearing a scary clown mask is funny and fun, but during a crisis, wearing it out to the grocery store is
Bad.
people are very judgy.
Very.
Audiences aren't quite as receptive to physical comedy,
No.
physical improv thrown at them out on the street.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have to be our own audiences, which we've seen each other's stuff a few times. So.
Yeah. We do more with the dog now, I think, as far as using her as a puppet and whatnot for our own entertainment. So at least there's new material with that.
Yeah, our dog loves the crisis. It's like the best thing that could ever happen. We're home all the
Yeah, she
time.
loves it.
Yeah.
She loves Zoom calls. She loves it all.
So she would rather humans constantly be rampaged with diseases that keep us at home.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, I'm thinking about this, and I think Lindsay and I, we both have parents that are in different degrees of health, and I think we have both recognized that we have a bit of fear for what this time means for them and how we can support them. And I think I'm sure that's the same for everybody who has parents in this situation. But I find myself really enjoying more time if I'm going to be with somebody almost 24 hours a day. It's just a delight to be with Lindsay. And I knew that before, but it's really been completely reinforced. And I think the times that we really lean on each other have become more so. And the times we're laughing have become more, just more connected. And so, if you're going to be in an echo chamber, you want to like what things sound like. And I think that's what's going on here. And I've learned that these last few weeks too.
Yeah, it's been really fun. Like how we haven't actually gotten sick of each other at all. So it's fun. Yeah.
We're working at it.
And we don't have kids, so it's easy. Sorry, Jack.
I can't speak for Jay, but I would say the same thing. Like the first week was crazy. I was like kind of going nuts, and then I got used to it, and it's been fun. Like, living with an improviser and somebody who's goofy and fun, like we've been having more fun together just doing nothing, like dancing in the kitchen and making silly videos and doing stuff in our house and yard and all of that. And it's amazing how things have slowed down and they're simpler pleasures, but it's really fun to be with like your best friend.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think our biggest change that I've noticed is the amount of Zoom meetings we both have been having. So many Zoom meetings.
So many. I'm getting a little Zoom fatigue.
Yeah.
And how much we appreciate having a yard. For me, being able to have like an exterior living room to do stuff has been crucial. And even just to have like my own quiet, is really important because we have a small house. So it's important to be able to kind of spread out when needed.
Yeah, we keep asking the question, either we really get along or we have two stories.
We have
we don't know which to be most thankful for, compared to like Ron and Michelle, who live in that tiny little frame that they're in now with their kids.
That's their whole house right there.
Their whole house.
Tony, I thought you meant you have two narratives going. You get along or you have two narratives.
No, we have we actually have three physicals. We have 4 physical stories. I want to brag at how
we're in a very narrow but tall living
Us too.
I just want to come clean and say Tony did when we were married, I was not a gardener. And now with COVID, I am.
It's little shots of hers in here.
So yeah, it's like I'm turning into poison ivy, and I have like 40 viable tomato plants, which I'm basically Animal Crossing in real life. And he's cool. So with that, apparently you're cool with it, right?
As long as I don't have to go.
But it's like, oh, okay, you didn't sign up for this, but
I'm fine. It's okay, sweetie.
Janine, your hair is starting to like
right? I just like it's going to start like moving of its own volition.
Just like the plants.
Right.
Cool. All right. Thanks, guys, for that. A couple things. One is, again, thank you for those who are donating. Always helps, and we love it. And if nothing else, we hope you come back and support more of our shows as we keep going on. And if you want to pay, speaking of donations, if you give $20,000, you'll get to be the exclusive person to see Mark and Jacqueline's baby reveal, which will be really exciting at the end of this. Lots planned. Right. So
it's only 10 Amazon shares.
Right. We have a couple more. And if you do want to support us, again, follow the link on the page from Unexpected Productions in terms of giving a donation. Let's take, let's see.
Ron and Michelle.
Michael and Lindsay. Let's see. Tony and Janine. And this is kind of interesting. Well, I won't load it. It's 50 years from now. You are
how 15?
50 years.
50.
Yeah. And you are your children, if you were to have children or have children. And this is the stories that your parents told you about the COVID pandemic of 2020. So this is your children telling the story that you told them about the COVID panic of 2020, if that makes sense.
We are all the future children, or
you're all the children, your own children, but you're telling the stories that you, Tony, as a parent, told your son about the pandemic. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's see it. There's the future.
How's Earth, guys?
Whoa, it's fine.
Just cleaning it up.
Yeah, we're getting ready to finish fixing the Earth.
Oh, get this. We found this history book, and actually it's more of a journal, a diary that our parents had written some stuff down from a while ago.
Oh, you're still living in their old house, aren't you?
Well, Seattle's expensive.
Can't afford anything.
Yeah. Have you guys heard about what happened in 2020? Do you know much about? I mean, are there books in space?
We were watching some old holo vids from Jeannie's grandparents just the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know, like, periodically Granny would just say, like, back in the times, you know. She actually talked about it nonstop.
That was when the Cascadia seceded from the Union, right?
Yeah.
Eventually, it took a while, but yeah, like at first, I think they were contemplating that. Yeah.
Well, apparently there was like some guy that was running the place, and nobody liked him, but he was thought that he was liked by everyone, and it just somehow it didn't really work out. But they just forced it, like shoehorned the experience, and as a result, I guess, like, a lot of people were very, very ill, if not dead.
Yeah.
And then President Newsom, like 20 years later, went back and deleted his name for that awful leader's name from the history books.
Yeah, but
so we don't know who it is.
We don't know who it is, but apparently what happened was amazing, because everybody got so sick that they all took ski masks and put them on, and they were just like running around the city.
That's what I heard
just
too.
Completely, like, nobody would be in touch with each other because they were all so afraid of each other. So ski masks, and everybody was like, stay 6 feet away.
Yeah.
And at the beginning, there was this problem, like nobody could find toilet paper.
None.
And then
there
became such a run on it that
there was
people
no
were actually
bidets.
Yeah,
like, this is what I could not wrap my brain around, is like, apparently the US had no bidets before that.
People used to just do it with paper, right?
Yeah, it's like amazingly terrible.
What are you talking
Well,
about?
toilet paper was this thing that it's barbaric, frankly.
I know.
Yes.
But they had bidets in other countries, but nobody used them here.
Right.
I mean, it's just like mind-blowing.
What did they do with the toilet paper? What?
They just, okay, imagine you get mud on your face and you just like take a napkin, you like rub it twice and you're done.
Got it.
Yeah.
Like, when you do that? No, you get the napkin wet.
Yeah. No, they were doing, like, you know, like nanotech. They were doing like all of this AI stuff. No bidets.
But your grandparents were talking about a thing. Do you know what a restaurant is?
A what?
A restaurant. It was a location apparently
you
that
invest in real estate and you put it in like a trust. Is that what you mean?
The people would eat like.
You'd like go somewhere else and not your house or somebody else's house.
So you wouldn't go to you don't eat in your house?
Right. People would like bring food.
That makes sense, because that goes in line with the use of these instruments of like value before they realized that love and goodwill were the things that would make everything acceptable.
Yeah.
Yes, with Monet.
Oh, also, apparently, I didn't know this, but Tony told me that there was no universal health care. All of this stuff came out of that.
You had to pay for it for yourself.
I know. And if you
Was
didn't
it
have the
water?
money, it's like, oh, too bad.
You said there was no universal health care?
No.
I
You
don't.
just like if you had money, good, and if you didn't, I guess you
I have no idea what happened.
died.
Oh, there was also this one company that
Mhm.
shipped everything to people's houses.
Yeah, the post office.
No,
Yeah.
it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was called something else. And it would like you would order it online and then it would just like poof, but it was one company.
Like the
And
Wells
they
Fargo
also
route.
like owned a bunch of like servers and they had like video streaming.
Weird.
I don't know who that was. Thank God Amazon runs our society today.
Yeah.
Right, I know. Funny that a company would do that.
Actually, I still have my grandmother's island that she left to me that she was running on Animal Crossing during that time. So there you go.
Wow.
Well, we're going to travel back in time soon and check it out if you're going to join us.
Yeah, so we got a little glimpse of 50 years in the future. And what I would love to do is we have a
I'm
couple
gonna
more
check
things.
out Animal Crossing so I know what Animal Crossing is.
Yeah, right?
Get hip.
Is it the new Pikachu?
Yeah.
Pokemon?
I'm not sure. So here's what I'd like to do is to ask our YouTube audience as well. And I'd like to feature Ron and Michelle in this next thing, which is doing a song, if you wouldn't mind. And what I would love to get is a title for a song that's yet to be written that doesn't have quarantine, COVID, anything in the title, but is somehow a philosophy, a title that somehow is what you've been thinking about, what's been going on in your life. And I'll vamp while we wait for the responses. But again, we have all this content that's coming up. And again, thank you so much for supporting this and being here, and having you watch us is great. And any donations you guys want to make is terrific too. But I will again be doing more, and we'll have lots of one-off shows. So be sure to stay in touch, keep in touch to our webpage, to the Facebook page when it's up, I guess, and all that stuff. So yeah, so I'm gonna vamp here until we get going. We're gonna be doing classes again at the end of June, more than likely online, but we're working on a way to convey that to the students so that it's obviously a value. We'll be doing that. So all right, let's look at these. All right, let's do Will There Be Flour at the Store Today? That's the title of the song. And there might be some toilet paper in there as well, but maybe not.
Well, there's whole wheat, there's white, there's rye, and there's corn. There's all kinds of flour you can buy in the morn. But some days you go to the store and it's not there. I wanted to make some bread with all my spare time, it's no fair.
Will there be flour at the store
Will there be
today?
flour at the store?
Will there be flour for me to pay money to buy it?
Well, little Jimmy woke up and he wanted to make some cookies. I said, oh, you little snookies. I can't make cookies if I don't have any flour. I'm gonna run to the stores every minute, every hour.
Will there be flour at the store
Will there
today?
be flour at the store?
Will there be flour for me to pay my hard-earned pay to buy? Bridge.
There used to be so much flour everywhere.
All right, more
In the
dancing.
old days, ladies would wear flour in their hair. But a precious commodity. It's almost as precious as that stuff called TP.
Will there be TP at the store today?
TP at the store.
I need TP at the store today. Will there be flour?
Flour at the store.
Will there be flour?
Ever again anymore.
Wow. Well, I guess we know.
Standing.
Right. The answer to that question. And I guess it's a positive spin on why there's no flour at the store. So this is awesome. We get this great song out of it. So here's what we're doing. We're going to wrap up. But I do want to again applaud Ron and Michelle, wave. So those of you know who they are, and Michael and Lindsay, wave. All right, and Mark and Jacqueline, wave, and Jay and Tiffany, wave. All right, and Tony and Janine, wave. Yeah, and again, you'll see these guys in various shows online until we can meet again.
Yes.
But you know, these are all of us are the people that you support through not only your eyes watching us, but the idea of coming to the theater and buying a ticket. And again, I think all of us are in agreement that that's what we're really looking forward to, is the time that we can be face to face and talking to each other. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end the show content at this point. But one of the things I love, because we have so many students and improvisers involved in the online discussion, is just do a brief, like 5-10 minute debrief with all these guys about what their experience was doing this online, because we're all learning as we go. So so thank you again for attending, and applause to these guys. And now we'll do the after show. So guys, what did you think? What worked? What didn't? Would you have problems with, or you know?
It was perfect.
Oh, it was great.
All right, we're done. Yeah, mic drop.
Because we've seen so many Zoom things where people are separated, and there's a lot of clunkiness and the delay and, you know, all of that, and kind of the lack of change, that I was really pleasantly surprised about how fun it was to actually see improvised scenes with the person in the room. So it made it a lot easier, I think.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'd say. It's like the connection's what we as improvisers miss, but everyone misses, right? And so it's nice just to see a little bit of connection between other people.
Yeah.
I literally, like, when I walk around the streets, I like look in people's houses now just to like, how do people live? And like, how's going on? So,
That's super creepy, Tony.
I stand on the sidewalk.
Tony, you did that before. I've seen it.
Right, usually in the rain. But
Yeah, I think the connection thing is really interesting, in that, like, I do notice in our neighborhood, at least, that I go running a lot, and the way I would describe it is that it's like we've turned into the opening number from Beauty and the Beast, where everyone is just like, hello, hello, and,
bonjour, bonjour.
yeah, and I think yeah, and so it's like Tony says, it's so fun to watch, you know, especially we all know each other, you know, and have been performing together for years, and so it's fun to see. I'm like, oh, Lindsay and Bill's house. Oh, we're looking at your house right now.
It's really nice, Bill.
You guys have been
Hi
here.
guys. I'm sending Hank out to get you.
right now they have a virtual background, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and I gotta say that Hank scene, Michael Bills, man, I was laughing legit. Like I was like, oh, I missed like really good comedy. It
I
was
didn't see
hilarious.
it. I'll have to watch it.
It was really great.
I would love to know, like, between the two of you, is one of you the Hank, where like, do you have to tell Michael like, no, you can't go outside, like, or are you both pretty like, no, we're okay, we're not going out?
I think we're probably pretty similar, I think, which is interesting because he's way more of a germaphobe in normal times. So it's almost like germaphobe, and then I kind of I've risen to that level. You gonna disagree?
No, we're outside all the time. I track my runs, and I see on my map when I get back all these times that I'm socially distancing around people. when I'm running outside. And so I mean, I think we're both really aware of what's going on out there and trying to be careful, trying to flatten the curve, bring it back down.
Right.
Our little setup is like right near our front window. So we had to put up these anti-Tony curtains.
I thought you were in a yurt for a while.
I thought you were in the set for an EP. For the set
You're
from
not
EP
in the
when they cover the
hospital.
house.
Yeah. If you
You
could
guys
see
are
back
in
there,
there.
A lot of good stuff.
you would know too much about me. And that's
Right.
You know, Randy, I won't go into too much depth on this, but I have been thinking a lot, talking a lot with different individuals, and now performing in the context of what does it mean to have an audience, especially one that it's not in the same room with the same energetic. And so I really appreciate you translating the audience as far as what their suggestions and stuff were, and there's still a sense, a vibe of the audience being there and how we're improvising with them, and they're part of this because they absolutely 100% are. However, I'm still finding a way, how do we get to that place of having that audience experience virtually? And I'm just not sure if it's going to happen. So definitely looking forward to when we get back to the theater, and definitely, want to make sure the theater stays funded so we can get back there.
Right.
we should have a Zoom channel just with audience members so we can watch their reaction.
I love that idea. I think so.
That's funny.
There's definitely like especially as an improviser, you're always taking in, you get a sixth sense for the audience and how they're feeling. And so it's like taking that away is, it's so jarring.
Yes.
Because they are the third person in your scene. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice that we had our microphones on so we could all kind of giggle a little bit. I mean, that was really nice. It's not quite as awkward because you can see really funny stuff, and if there's not just a little reaction, it's like, oh man,
How will you know it's funny?
Right.
Yeah, because there was a moment there where Jay was tackling me, and I was like, "Does this look violent?" And at least I heard laughter, so I thought people weren't.
If you'd had an audience, you would have heard them screaming and panicking.
Yeah.
Calling 911.
Yeah. I'm okay.
Well,
I like, as far as performing online, I like that we have to be aware that we all have our tech face that's like, so when you're reaching for your button, you have to still look happy and nice and friendly. I'm not like, huh? Yeah. Right.
Yeah, why do we all open our mouth and raise our eyebrows?
it's mascara face, right? Where you're like,
Well, and this is the first time I've seen people with like hair and makeup done. It's like, wow, did we used to put in this much effort all the time?
I don't know. Did we? I don't remember.
Did.
I put on pants for this show. It's been a long time.
But not you.
I tell you, Tony, your social profile is really dwindling right now.
I know. He's standing outside people's windows, staring in their homes, not wearing pants. Right, yeah.
Everybody's wearing pants nowadays.
Surrounded by tomato plants.
These pants.
That's hilarious.
Sure.
I have a question. Will there be flour at the store
Will
today?
there be flour at the store?
Right.
Really good.
Yep.
So good.
Yeah,
It's been in my head for a week.
Every time Tony goes to the store.
Right. For me, having done a few of these and still green, what's been cool about the last couple sessions with people is, again, that weird audience disconnect where I just feel like, oh, I'm like talking to people who are out there somewhere, but I don't see them. And being able to read the comments is always great. So, and when you're performing, oftentimes, as you guys were, and you're not able to read the comments because just the way that the setup is. So that aspect's cool. But I will say it was super cool the last couple times to be able to open up a session like this and just see all these familiar faces of people I've known for years, and just go, oh, we're going to be fine. It's going to be okay. Like, these are the people, awesome, and it makes me, it's maybe something not I took for granted, but I didn't necessarily fully appreciate when we're on stage together, face to face, literally in the same space, where I'm like, oh yeah, I'm on stage with these people that I perform every week. I don't really think twice about it. But I think this kind of atmosphere, at least for me, has made me appreciate that more. or appreciate you guys more. And you guys did a terrific job. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Andy?
Cool. All right. So let's, I guess, say goodnight till later. I hope all of you who are out there will join me tomorrow at 1 to talk about improv. And again, hopefully come back and see more shows, the stuff we're doing. Donate if you can or want to. That would be awesome. We appreciate it all. Everyone, again, staff, company, ensemble, teachers, everybody is working really hard to try to cope with this. I know everyone is, you know, lots of different careers and jobs and things like that. But so stick with us. If you have ideas, contact us and let us know. And yeah, everyone have a nice Friday night.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining.
Yay.